Chapter 12, 49, Reappearance of Ghostface. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. While speaking, Ying Wui felt the luck on top of his head shaking intensely. Earlier, Fang Yuan elevated chi luck sensation greatly. Even if Ying Wui hid inside an immortal aperture, he could not evade detection. But Ying Wui was not someone who passively waited for death. He thought about it and decided to make use of this. Previously, he had tried to conceal himself in his aura. Now that this was not possible, Ying Wui decided to strengthen the luck sensation instead. Everyone had their luck connected. Fang Yuan could use this to activate chi luck sensation and find them. Then Ying Wui could also do the reverse. Thus, Ying Wui had researched a brand new goo-worm combination recently to use his own luck's vibration to deduce his distance from Fang Yuan. Ying Wui named this immortal killer move luck vibration distance. This way, Fang Yuan's familiar face could not be used. It could not deal with Ying Wui's methods. Ying Wui was a split soul of spectral soul. Even though he lost his memories after getting replenishment inside the River of Time, he did not lack attainment level. Attainment level was the most important thing. Precisely because of Thing, Ying Wui could think of new goo-worm combinations at any time to deal with all sorts of situations. Of course, he had to have enough attainment level, and the creation needed to be given time for experimentation and practice. Get into formation. We will use the tactic we discussed to repel Fang Yuan. Sensing that Fang Yuan was getting close, Ying Wui ordered this. The 5 Goo Immortals stopped moving, assembling their formation. After successfully convincing Bai Ningbing to join the alliance, Bai Ningbing's inheritance in Bai Shen Grotto Heaven also caused Ying Wui's group to rise greatly in strength. This immortal-level Goo formation was the powerful method used to trap Ying Wui and gang earlier. Now, when Fang Yuan was going to be the one facing it. He's here, Bai Ningbing suddenly said. She was the owner of Bai Shen Grotto Heaven. Her wealth rose drastically. She had very useful immortal goo, and her investigative methods were far superior than before. She surpassed Ying Wui, He Lulan, and the others, becoming the first person to notice Fang Yuan's traces. The other 4 immortals looked at where she directed, only to see that waves were forming at the southern sea area. A sword dragon was moving its body, flying past the clouds nimbly. Its sharp dragon horn was piercing towards the sky. Its scales were shining with silver light. Its dragon claws were sinister and sharp. Its dragon teeth were glowing with an eerie cold light. Ying Wui and the rest were ready to face this strong foe. Bai Ningbing took a step forward. Do you dare to enter our formation? Fang Yuan saw Bai Ningbing, even though she was a dragon lady now, and was even more beautiful than before. Her overall appearance was still similar. Fang Yuan was slightly stunned. He did not think that he would meet Bai Ningbing under such circumstances. In fact, Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing had not met for a long time. Even during the Battle of Yitian Mountain, Bai Ningbing was not involved too deeply. They did not meet. After 3 kings blessed land, Bai Ningbing betrayed him, and Fang Yuan separated from her, until now when they met again. But everything had changed already. The 2 surviving young Goo masters from Qingmao Mountain were now Goo Immortals. Bai Ningbing, who was known as a genius with a bleak future, possessing one of the 10 extreme physiques, Northern Dark Ice Soul Physique, had become a rank 6 Dragonman, Goo Immortal, and owned Bai Shen Grotto Heaven. Meanwhile, Fang Yuan's experiences were even more bountiful. He had first become the owner of Hu Immortal Blessed Land, and after causing havoc in Northern Plains and destroying 88 True Yang Building in Imperial Court Blessed Land, he went to Eastern Sea, Central Continent, and Western Desert. Eventually, he appeared during the Battle of Yitian Mountain and took away the fruit of Shadow Sect's 100,000 years of preparation, Sovereign Immortal Fetus Goo. Using this immortal goo, Fang Yuan's cultivation level rose like a rocket. He grew at an unthinkable speed, being a rank 7 Goo Immortal already. Using Dream Realms, he even became a Grandmaster in 6 Paths. The 2 were known as the Black and White Demons during their time in Southern Border as Goo Masters. They had worked closely together, but this time their reunion was as enemies. Good! I will kill you as well. Fang Yuan was filled with killing intent. He roared as he shot out his dragon breath. The white dragon breath was extremely sharp. As a bright light, it traveled rapidly and reached Binding Bing. Binding Bing did not dodge. She smiled lightly. At the next moment, the sword-light dragon breath landed on an invisible wall of light, dealing no damage to her. The goo formation able to trap Ying Wui and the others was naturally not simple. Goo formation? Fang Yuan thought. At this point, he did not have many ideas. Formation path. Fang Yuan had little knowledge about formation path. Even during the 500 years of his previous life, it was like this. To break the goo formation, he either needed to have formation path attainment or use wisdom path deductions. Fang Yuan was a wisdom path grandmaster, but he lacked a useful wisdom path. Immortal goo that could deduce the flaw in this goo formation. It would not be easy. The sword dragon flew in the sky, observing without advancing. Ying Wui and the rest were inside the goo formation, awaiting Fang Yuan's attack. At once, Fang Yuan was filled with thoughts on how to deal with this situation. The other party set up a goo formation. This means that they cannot conceal their traces, but are already able to find out my location. In the probing earlier, it can be seen that this goo formation is not simple at all. Since they set up this formation, they must have confidence in dealing with me. A broken ship is still better than a plank. After such a short time, Ying Wui already possesses such a method. Fang Yuan did not attack rashly. He could not decipher this goo formation. He would have to be an idiot to charge in recklessly. But there was a possibility that Binding Bing and gang were putting up a front. This goo formation might be weak on the inside and only strong against a direct attack. Thus, Fang Yuan had to continue probing. While Fang Yuan and Ying Wui's group were fighting inside Black Heaven, inside the spaceless tunnel, 3 immortal goo houses were traveling slowly. Myriad Tidal Dragon had already woken up. He looked at the scene inside the spaceless tunnel as he sighed. Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's method is truly unthinkable. He has already vanished for so long, but this immortal killer move created 300,000 years ago can still be used effectively. If I was not experiencing this myself, I would not believe it. Wei Ling Yang smiled. All right, since you are awake, we will not stay any longer. Let's go. It turned out that the central continent goo immortals could have left the spaceless tunnel long ago, but they purposely stayed inside to wait for Myriad Tidal Dragon to wake up. Myriad Tidal Dragon had used an immortal killer move to escape and fell into slumber. After he woke up, Central Continent's goo immortals regained their full strength with 3 rank 8 goo immortals. The 3 immortal goo houses moved quickly. This was the final bit of distance in the spaceless tunnel. Central Continent's goo immortals were enthusiastic. They were focused and awaiting the future battles. Hong Yun, hang on, I am coming! Zhao Lianyun's eyes shone with determination as she prepared herself mentally. But right at the final part of the tunnel, a change occurred. A giant ghost face suddenly appeared, obstructing the 3 immortal goo houses, completely blocking the entire spaceless tunnel. What is going on? This is Spectral Soul Demon Venerables. The 3 rank 8 goo immortals were still shocked when the ghost face opened its mouth, roaring without emitting a sound. As it roared, the entire spaceless tunnel started to collapse. Countless Dalmark fragments of the spaceless tunnel flew everywhere. A terrifying space crack spread out like a spiderweb. Crack! With a loud sound, the Central Continent goo immortals found that the tunnel that they were in broke into countless pieces, like a shattered mirror. Defend! Myriad Tidal Dragon shouted. Hang on! Bi Chen Chen and Wei Ling Yang activated their immortal goo houses to their limits. However, even the 3 immortal goo houses were weak and fragile, as if they were planks facing a tsunami. There was nothing they could do. At once, the 3 immortal goo houses, which had been together, were separated and scattered by the space path chaotic currents. A giant hole suddenly formed. It was like a huge beast's mouth, devouring everything around it. Myriad Tidal Dragon controlled Canary Pavilion. He did not even last several breaths of time before this hole devoured it, vanishing without a trace. Wind-sweeping building and Edgelink. Camp were hanging on desperately. Edgelink Camp was like a bun getting shaved layer after layer by the space path. Dalmark fragments, windsweeping building, was also breaking apart. The powerful immortal goo houses looked so fragile here. Spaceless Tunnel was thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's immortal killer move. Together with Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's methods, there was the power of two Demon Venerables here. The Central Continent Goo Immortals did not expect that the Spaceless Tunnel shortcut they were using was a fatal trap. 300,000 years ago, when the medieval antiquity era's thieving Heaven Demon Venerable traveled in Black Heaven, he left behind Spaceless Tunnel. Next, Giant Sun. Immortal Venerable failed to refine Love Goo and left behind many methods. Then in Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's era, he seemed to have noticed the former's plan. Or because of some other reason, he left behind an immortal killer move here as well. Duke Long did not understand these Venerable's secrets. Even Fairy Ziwei could not deduce such a thing. Right now, the Central Continent Goo Immortals were facing the threat of getting wiped out. Am I going to die? Will I die here? No, I need to save Fang Yuan. How can I die here? Help me. Please help me. Love Goo. Zhao Lianyun cried out in her heart. As if sensing her unwavering love and determination, Love Immortal Goo started to shine with an immensely bright light in her phantom aperture. This light spread out with Zhao Lianyun at the center. Boom. Windsweeping building had completely broken apart. The Goo Immortals were screaming loudly, activating their defenses. But many people did not last for even a few breaths of time before they were cut into pieces by the space path chaotic storm. Only Zhao Lianyun was covered in a thin layer of light, completely protected. Not just that, this layer of light was expanding to the four people around her. A hole formed before Zhao Lianyun's eyes. At the next moment, Love Goo emitted a strong force and entered the hole with Zhao Lianyun and the other four Goo Immortals. Their vision changed. Where is this? Zhao Lianyun realized that she was standing on firm ground. This is naturally snowy mountain-blessed land, a voice said.